Bomba-dee-da, 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 bomba-dee-da,
Happy
bomba-dee-da,
trails to all our
Happy
listeners out
trail.
there.
bomba-dee-da,
Thank you for joining
bomba-dee-da,
us again.
bomba-dee-da,
Did you
bomba-dee-da,
jam into
bomba-dee-da,
the
Punks, man.
tunes there, Matt?
Just love the Punks. I don't
Atomic
know.
Punks.
One of the best
As the
shows. We have to
music
go.
fades.
We have to go and see them. You would die.
Yeah, I know you mentioned
It
that.
is. It's such a great concert. Ann and I have seen the Punks twice now.
Yeah.
Once in Myrtle Beach, that they call the Dirty Myrtle.
Yes.
Don't ask why they call it the Dirty Myrtle.
I don't want to know. Don't want to know.
Don't want to know that. And the other was we were up in Cherokee, North Carolina. One of the
Not Cherokee, Iowa, but Cherokee, North Carolina.
But I would imagine that they could travel through Cherokee, Iowa, just as easy as Cherokee, North Carolina. So I know they do most of their stuff in California, but when they do get out, it is kind of fun.
Cool.
So
Nice.
yeah, hey, so it's been a long time. We've had a couple of weeks off. Blaine's been on the road doing
Well, we kind of
cool stuff, fishing, and
yep.
tell
Caught
us
a bunch
about
of
where you've been.
crappies.
Yeah,
Been at Boundary Waters with my brothers and my son and friend, and it was awesome up there. Beautiful weather, which is unusual. I mean, but it was sunny and 70, and we caught a lot of fish. We hung out and did a lot of nothing. A lot of nothing. Which
I love doing nothing sometimes.
To my older brother, it drove him crazy because he's like, "Let's go, let's get on the move, let's do something." And this is supposed to be for my son's graduation, and he graduated last year, and we never got around to it. So we're going this year, and he just wanted to fish off the shore, maybe take the canoes out and do some fishing that way. So I mean, what they do is they drop. There's an outfitter we use. He drops us off with our canoes and our packs, and says, "Okay." No, it's lakes, bunch of lakes. He said, "Hey,
okay,
I'll see you here in 4 days at noon." We're like, "Okay," and then he takes off, and then we go do our thing for, all by our lonesome, which is great.
What if you lost track of time and didn't come in at 4 days? Would they send a search party out for you?
I'm not sure. I'd never thought about that, but it was pretty sad because there were a couple people missing up there. In the territory we were in.
Really?
And they'd been gone for a couple of weeks. Yeah, they went over this big waterfall. We've been to the waterfall. We've been to
I thought it was a lake.
Yeah, it is. There's these pretty badass waterfalls between the lakes. I know it sounds kind of weird, but man, and these things are nothing to be screwed around with. And apparently they got sucked in. It rained a ton up there, so I think the water levels are high and it was flowing. I don't know. Nobody knows. But yeah, these two guys went over this. It's more of a rapids, like a waterfall rapids.
Yeah.
And then they end up missing. I think they said they just found one guy. Haven't found the other, but yeah, it's a sad story. It is. It sucks. Such a pretty place, and you hate to hear stories like that, man.
Yeah, well,
but
those things happen, unfortunately.
That's why we're living every moment.
That's it.
Like it's our last. That's why we're headed towards retirement. Or partial retirement. I don't know. That's what we're going to talk about today. How's that for a segue?
Yes,
Sedgway, as you
I love
call it.
Sedgways, as you would say. I love the Sedgways. That's true, though. Yep. It's we're as we talk about so often, Blaine and I, we started this podcast because we're two dentists, been practicing for almost 30 years. It's coming time where we're just maybe time to do something different, maybe time to just put the handpiece down. And, what do we do next? We start looking at the bank accounts, our retirement accounts, and wondering where the hell's our money, and start realizing, wow, we don't quite have the nest egg that we were kind of told we were going to have, following the protocols that everybody said we were supposed to follow. So who knew? We started to take on an adventure with a group by the name of Brad Sumrock, and we started to learn some things about real estate and multifamily real estate and the advantages of tax and things like that. And next thing you know, we're shooting down a rabbit hole. We've got a podcast called Happy Trails podcast. And
hey, that's what we're doing now.
We sure are. And how cool is it that we get to share the information with all of you listeners out there that want to learn and maybe try to do something like we're doing. So we're teaching as we learn, and we definitely don't know everything. We're not going to offer, we're not qualified to give you financial advice. We're not qualified to give you real estate advice or investment advice, but we are going to share with you the things that we've done that have worked and the things that haven't worked and whatnot. So that's just from us to you. And oh, by the way, I'm Dr. Matt Bynum. I practice dentistry in Simpsonville, South Carolina, which is just a little suburb of Greenville, South Carolina. And like I said, been doing this for close to 30 years. This guy over here, my friend and cohort.
Yep, Dr. Blaine McLaughlin, Robbins, Iowa, in home of the Robin. Of course, we know that, and I have proof for that, Matt.
Julia,
I saw I saw a sign that said "Welcome to Robbins."
there,
and there were two birds facing each other.
Two
robins looking at each other. That
Dude.
I mean, that tells you this is where the robin was invented.
The robin was invented there. I said it from the beginning. The robins was invented.
I now have archaeological proof by these signs as you're coming into town.
What else can you do? I mean, that's just perfection right there.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, prove me wrong, everybody.
That's it. Yeah, fight me.
But we're just excited to share this knowledge with you. I mean, we've learned a ton. And if you listened last week, our good friend Dr. Kim Fauché was on, and she gave us all sorts of nuggets of wisdom. And we learned all this kind of stuff from people like her. Not only our Brad Sumrock and the stuff, but the people we meet through him and the people we do these deals with. And so, as we learn this, it's cutting our journey shorter because we're able to learn from these people that have done this, right? And so, as we learn these mistakes, your journey is going to be even better because the stuff we're learning now. So we're excited to share this stuff, and we're talking about retirement today, and a method or a acronym called FIRE.
Fire, yeah, fire. Yeah, hey, something too is fire, yeah, fire. I didn't even think about that when you said it earlier. It didn't even hit me. I don't know why that just hit me. Anyway.
And if you know, and if you don't,
right.
you don't. It's fine.
If you don't, you're an idiot. And anyway, so that's the way it goes. But Blaine said, you're gonna have a better experience learning from the things. I don't know if that's true, because you might have a better experience, but you're not gonna have as much fun as we are. That's for damn sure. We have fun making mistakes, and we have made a lot of them, and we have made a lot of fun along the way. So top that, people. Just come on board and see if you can. We challenge you to top that. But no, seriously, the information that we're sharing are things that, like you said, we've done things right, we've done things wrong, and I agree with what he just said. One of the coolest things about being involved in what they call the ecosystem is just very simply being involved in meeting great people. Man, we've met so many great people that now when I see them if I see them on a webinar or something like that, I see their names, I'm like, dude, what's going on? You're looking good, and we might have some solo chat stuff on. I solo chatted you this last Saturday, and you didn't reply.
Well, was your wife on there too?
It was me.
I was like, why is Ann on here?
I didn't get the invite, so I took her thing.
And then I saw, so then I'm like, oh, Ann. And then I saw a couple of messages. I did reply finally. And then I texted Ann.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Because you must have
read. But anyway.
You read what I wrote?
Yeah. It was entertaining.
And then I thought, can everybody see that?
Yeah.
They can't. It was just you that could see it.
It said private message to
I
Blaine.
I read the rules. I read the rules.
Thank God.
That's funny.
Oh, shoot.
That is funny.
Well, anyway.
All right. So today we're going to get into Blaine found an article, because basically I slacked today. I was caught up doing some crap, but he found an article last week that he read and he threw it my way and looked pretty good on an acronym called FIRE. Blaine, why don't you explain that and we'll take off from there.
FIRE means, and oddly enough, I think that this is like the first time I've heard of this, but apparently it's very common. So again, we're sharing it with you now. You all know, but it's called Financial Independence Retire Early Movement, FIRE movement, and
It's a movement. It's a movement.
Yeah, it is a movement, and so it's just like you're what people are doing to retire early and become financially independent, right? And so it starts off with what does financially independent mean? Matt, what does that mean to you? I mean, it means a lot of different things to a lot of people.
Yeah. Good question. Financially independent to me means to have the financial wherewithal, the wealth, to be able to be unrestricted in what it is that I want to do or can do at any particular time. It's financial freedom is what it is for me. And we've talked about financial freedom with different groups that are involved, in particular, Sumrock, but what's his face? CPA, blanking.
The Sumrock CPA.
Yes,
Wheelwright.
Kiyosaki is Wheelwright.
Tom Wheelwright.
Tom's talked about that. Kiyosaki's talked about that. Real estate guys have talked about what's your financial freedom number. And you sit down, and you think about it, and you write that down. Well, I was thinking about that coming in tonight's talk, and just what's my number now? Because I know what the number that I write down, but is that my financial freedom number? I think my financial freedom number has modified some, and I think it changes based on the occurrences and the deals and the things that are coming in and out of our lives and where you see yourself going. So I think my financial freedom number is not as high as what I put it on before. When I was independently, just like, I'm going to charge forward and my ego's awesome and we need more money. We need money. We need money. Me no crypto's no real money. Did you see that? Did you see the Tom Brady roast?
I did not.
Oh my gosh. No. Blade, if you watch the first hour, there's a woman in there. I want to say her name is Nikki. She's hilarious, but she rips all over like Gronk. She's like talking about crypto because Brady got scammed in a crypto for like, I don't know, 2.5 million or something like that.
Ain't nothing, but yeah.
Yeah. But he got scammed for crypto and she's like, and Gronk's over there even like, me no, not real money. Crypto, not real money, something, and making fun of him. It was so freaking hilarious. But anyway, so yeah, I think back to the topic at hand. So really, I think knowing what that financial freedom number is, that's what it means to me. What does it mean to you?
Well, this is an interesting situation because I came across a patient today, and this is even before I got to this article. And of course, I always think a lot about my financial and my financial numbers and my independence number and that kind of stuff. And I said, "Hey, what are you doing this summer?" She goes, "Oh, you know what? We kind of take vacations during the winter time when it's cold. We'll leave somewhere and go for a week." She goes, "During the summer, I don't like to do anything. I just want to sit out and I work in my garden, and I like to sit out on my deck and drink a glass of wine and just enjoy nature." And I'm like, "That's pretty awesome. That's really cool." And so her financial freedom number is way different than probably mine because I want to go see the world. And sometimes I think that everybody does, but they don't. They don't.
Yeah.
And so everybody's very unique and you got to figure that out for yourself. And just because I want to go travel to Europe and see the pyramids in New Zealand doesn't mean everybody does. Some people don't like to travel. They don't like to fly or they don't whatever. And that's cool. So, you don't have to be like me. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, like most people, they think they want to be like me, but not really.
Well, it used to be they wanted to be like Mike, and now they want to be like Blaine.
Yeah.
Blades.
But I thought that was, I kind of made me stop and think, going, oh yeah, everybody's got their own style and what they want to do. And
well, do you think that your numbers? I mean, just looking back since we started this journey, 3 years ago. Okay. 3 years ago, what was you have said your financial number was, and then as you started into it, and then today, how drastically different are those numbers for you?
I would say the total amount is probably very similar
Really?
to what I yeah. However, the direction I think I'm going to go has shifted. So I was all about me. You maybe hear this on our podcast earlier, but I was like, I'm getting out. It's time to get out of dentistry and do something else. And I've had talk to some of my friends, and they're like, you know what? I don't I don't want to retire fully. I'd like to go to 2 days a week, and then, I still have enough money. I can do what I want, but I'm still not bored. I'm still helping people the way I know how to help people, and my one friend is an eye doctor. He should be listening to this, but he's probably not. And he goes, I don't know what I'd do if I stopped
What's
working.
his name?
He goes, Troy.
Troy?
Troy. Yeah, Troy.
Troy. Why are you not listening, Troy?
And who's got your money?
Who's got your money?
I'll make sure he listens to this one. But he was
Troy.
he was talking to me the other day, and he goes, I'd freaking go crazy if I fully retired. I mean, I don't know what I do. This is what I like doing this. And I'm like, yeah, I said, that's cool. And there are times where I'm tired of dentistry and I'm just like done. But there are times, like today, I'm just laughing with patients for all morning long. And it's like, this is all right. This is all right. I'm providing these guys an amazing service. They appreciate what I do. And I think I would miss some of that. So, maybe I'm shifting into not fully retiring from dentistry, but I think you said it originally, but just slowing down at least.
Yeah.
And so then your direction towards your financial independence changes, right? I don't need it all coming from real estate, but maybe if I get 50, 70% come from real estate, then I can continue to do some dentistry on the side, help these people, a lot of experience. Obviously, we've done this for 30 years. We know a lot about a lot of things in the world of dentistry. So to continue to provide.
I think that's something that, I've been pretty advocate about in the sense that retirement is something for me that I used to think when I was younger, like when I was young, that retirement looked like, I'm just going to leisurely go to the beach, play some golf, maybe do whatever. Okay. So then after a month of that crap, then what?
And well, that's what this article said.
Yeah. So, for me,
that's a lot of people's dream of retirement is,
I think if your dream is to sit like you just gave hey, I want to work in my garden a little bit. I want to take long walks on the beach and drink some wine at night. And that's all you have going, then, hey, great for you. I commend you for it. It might not take a whole lot of financial wealth to be able to do something like that, especially if you drink shitty wine. You know what I mean? But,
I don't do that.
Yeah, I know. That's why
I don't do that.
You'd have to have a stockhold for money just to purchase your wine. I know
Either
the feeling.
that I just sneak into your house and take it from you.
I wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
So, but the truth is, for me, it's always been slow down enough that maybe I'm only working, I only technically see patients 3 days a week now. I've been doing that for, I don't know, 17 years, 18 years. And then I started adding surgeries in. So I was working 3.5 days a week. And dependent upon the surgery schedule, now it's kind of closer back to 3. People are backing down from some of that. So, but I don't see myself doing 3 days strong like I do now. But retirement for me might be, I'm working 2 days a week and then I go take 3 weeks vacation and then I come back and, work 2 days that following week and work a day for you and whatever it is. And then just kind of repeat the cycle. I don't want to be out of dentistry. I love dentistry. Dentistry has provided a great family life. It's provided a great living, but more importantly, it's just so fulfilling to be, like you said, to be able to help people, patients, and in particular. Today we delivered a full mouth, and again, one of the tear jerkers. And I have one of my consultants in town for the office, and I needed the girls down to do the
just
review.
so everybody knows, a full mouth is basically recreating somebody's smile.
Yep.
to make it
Totally.
gorgeous. Okay. Just so you
So
know.
imagine all new teeth in somebody's mouth, basically. So expensive undertaking, but well worth it, emotionally. So I get all my team down there and I said, you know what? Where's April, our consultant? I said, get her butt down here. I want her to be a part of this. And she's never done anything like that. She
Nice.
coaches dentists and dental offices, but she's never felt what it's like to do something like that. So I made them go get her. She came in the room and she was almost in tears. And she doesn't know this woman because as soon as we pull the mirror up and she turns the mirror around, tears start flowing in this woman's face and she's crying and she's just so grateful. And I mean, those are the cool moments in dentistry. I'd love to tell you that every patient's like that and every moment's like that, but it's not. But after 30 years of doing this stuff, we know what we're doing. We've got great reputations. We've got amazing patients for the most part. And I don't want to leave that. I like you, Blaine. I want to invest my money so it's making me money, so it's an asset. It's producing money for
Yeah.
me and not taking it away. And the avenues that we have been learning the last 3 years have really opened my eyes to the benefits of doing multifamily real estate, doing land development, doing whatever it is, all in a similar capacity to what's being taught at the ecosystem that Sunrock's put together. And it's not just him. I mean, Cardone does the same similar thing. There's so many groups out there. You're exploring a new potential group that you're looking at. I think that's cool. There's so many things at our disposal and at our hands that you don't have an excuse anymore, people. If you're sitting back and wondering, what am I going to do? Woe's me. Then that's on you because there's plenty of opportunity available to each one of us. All you got to do is step out and get educated. It's not even about knowing everything. It's just getting educated to the point that maybe I can make a decision that's beneficial to myself and my family.
Right. Right. Yep. Exactly. And this article goes on to talk about, what we said is that most people dream of, hey, I'm just going to sit on the beach and have some cocktails and drink some, pina coladas and look at the sunset every day. And the fact is that people who retire early in their 40s, 50s, almost always all of them go back to work in some form. And usually it's in something they want to do as opposed to something they feel like they have to do. And so, and again, I've gotten caught in that trap, and we went over this a while ago too. Is that I get to the point where I feel like I have to work because I got kids in college, and a fancy house that I spend a lot of money on, and that kind of that some nice cars, and so I've done that, and I feel like I have to work. And when you get that feeling nudging you from inside, you're like, it doesn't feel good. And so if you can produce enough income through some other means, have your money work for you, then you don't have that, and then you're doing what you like to do and what you want to do as opposed to have to, and that's huge.
Well, and we've talked about the essentials for even getting to the table with something like that. Number one would be just the mindset. You have to have a correct mindset to even begin to come to yourself and go, hey, I want to do something different, but I need to think a little differently here. You've got to alter who you are. Because if you knew how to
Right.
do everything the way that you knew it before, you would have already been doing it. So you obviously don't know it. So you've got to step out of yourself. You've got to get educated. You've got to learn some things. You're going to do some things different, and that's what makes life so valuable and fun, isn't it? I mean, can you imagine just put yourself? I always said I could rent surfboards in Hawaii, and I would be fulfilled at retirement. That's bullshit. I mean, that's bullshit. After 2 days of dealing with a-holes coming in to rent surfboards, I'd be like, I'm done with this. I'm just, because, Blaine, you and I are in the people business. We're not in the tooth business. Never have been
Yeah.
in the tooth business. We've been in the people
Right.
business our whole lives. And the truth is, the worst part about being in the people business is the people. It is terrible. There is for the, there's all it takes is the one to like ruin the 100. And it sucks sometimes because it just sucks the life out of you. But, it's true. And I hate saying it, but it is true. But the reality, really, quite simply, is we have the ability to do whatever it is we want to do. We have the ability to impact others, to leave a legacy, to provide for our families, to go and you want to sip pina coladas. I don't know. I'll sip them with you for about 4 or 5 days, and then I'm
Yep.
done. Then I'm done with pina coladas,
Yeah.
man. We got to go to
Yeah.
something else, bro. But there's people that can drink them every day. I'm not your guy. I'll drink them 3 or 4 days with you. I'm gonna have to mix in some other cocktails in between, but I'm just saying, I'll be there with you, and then I'm done.
Yeah, yeah. My wife always talks about being productive. She's really wanting to do things and be productive, and it's hard to get her away. And sometimes we do, but like you said, it just you're away for that Bonder Waters trip was 5 days, and yeah, it could have been another day or two. I would have been totally fine with that.
Yeah.
But then it starts to kind of work at me, and I'm out in the wilderness, and and it's like, I got to get back. And how's the practice doing? Is Megan doing okay? Back in the office, are the employees doing all good? And has there been a trade show that blown the building down, or that kind of stuff? So, when you have that fulfill that need of giving, like we've done for years in dentistry, where we're giving people health and giving people smiles.
Yeah.
That doesn't go away.
Yeah.
You just can't get rid of that and go, I'm done. And it's all about me now. So
we were at dinner and I was having a conversation with our consultant. Ann and I were talking to April, and just she was explaining how she's got a younger brother and an older brother, and the older brother has been through the experience and saved and done all the right things, and he's a penthouse Rolls Royce kind of guy, and the younger brother is the one that drives a Prius and is fighting everybody because he can't find the job that he's supposed to have. You know what I mean? And I kind of laughed because I said, no matter what you're looking for, you'll always find what you want to find. You know what I mean? I mean, I learned dentistry
yeah,
and stuff from a guy that he loved to fight everybody. And as long as there was a fight to be had, he was going to fight someone. So that's what he did. He just fought his whole life that I watched him do it. And it's just one of those things that I look back and go, God, I wish I would have picked that up earlier, because that's not a quality that is, very encouraging of others, especially when you're encouraging other people to fight alongside you to help you. And I don't know, I never got that later in life. I thought it was something that was more valid and valiant back in the day, but now I look at it and think that was just stupid. So, I mean,
it
come on.
wasn't. It brought you to where you are now.
I did.
You had to go through that.
It did. I get all that, but man, I mean, it's just a different way of thinking.
Yeah, sure.
I just think about it in context. I was thinking, Ann and I just celebrated 28 years being married. Did you know that?
Woohoo!
28
How about
years
that?
was
How about that?
on the 1st, which is Saturday. So 28 years ain't no joke, people.
That ain't no joke.
I got news for you. 28 years ain't no joke, but 28 years, I did a lot of reflection. I mean, sitting back coming into this anniversary, I'm like, what am I going to get my wife at 28 anniversaries? Are you supposed to get something in particular? And I know we don't really do that kind of exchanging comes time
like
for that stuff.
Paper.
Yeah. But I'd like paper. I just give her paper every year. I don't know. It's just not the green stuff either. But but I was thinking about this, and in particular, I just kind of reflected back on my life with Ann, 28 years. And anybody tells you marriage is easy is full of crap. It's not real. Marriage is hard, and it's extremely difficult, especially when you're two people that are running businesses side by side or together. It always makes it challenging because you're meant to go after those types of goals. And that's something that Ann and I have always done. We set goals, we go after them. Sometimes they contradict each other, so that presents problems. But in the end, I was just sitting back thinking, gosh, what is 28 years really meant to me? And that whole going after each other and fighting each other just never made sense to me. And I was talking about somebody who loved to fight earlier. And this particular person was so apt to close the door on my marriage when we were having difficulty, as I watched him do with so many other people. When life got hard in marriage, he would say, yeah, you just need to get out of that. And that's his knowledge of it. There's never hearing anything on the other side. You know what I mean? It was just like, close the door here. Let me help you. I've got paperwork. This is how I did my divorce and blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, man, that's not really the type of friend that I want in my life. I want the friend in my life to be questioning me like, hey, you guys got a lot of years. Are you sure this is the direction you want to go? Like, give me more information, buddy. Let's walk through this. That's how I handle stuff with friends, because if there was a reason you came to the table, there's a reason why you became a dentist. There's a reason why you've done everything in your life up until this point. So if that's the case, then justify it for me. How do you get out of that after 26 years or 28 years or 20 years? You know what I mean? Because it's easy to quit, right? It's easy to get out of it because you just got to walk away. So what? Well, doesn't it mean a little bit more to anybody than that? And the fact that he would stand and he'd give that same advice to other people and to me so quickly without knowing or asking or learning. Now looking back on it, I think, what a dick. Like, seriously. Where in the world do we not preserve the sanctity of marriage and the relationship? Like, if you called me tomorrow and said, dude, I think I'm getting divorced, I'd say, you and I need to have a talk. Because we're going to have a serious conversation, because I'm your friend and I want to know more. And how can I help you preserve that marriage? How can I help you walk through some of what are your faults or her faults together? And how do you work through that? Because that would be a friendship, not one that says, dude, you need to get out of that. That's crazy. That's just like somebody you're bringing them an idea that's going to help them with their wealth. They're like, that's not for me. Okay. I like paying taxes. I mean, we were laughing about that. Excuse me. We were laughing about that in the car too. There are people that stand behind, I like paying taxes because it's my American duty. And
yes.
You know what? I deserve to pay taxes. That means I made a lot of money. Well, no, you lost a lot of money because you gave it to Uncle Sam. So our objective, Blaine, is to preserve the sanctity of financial freedom and wealth. And to do that, we don't want to pay tax anymore. And how do we do that?
Minimize that.
We do that through real estate.
Real estate can help you a ton.
That was a big tangent that I just went on, but
that was cool.
I don't know. That's something to hit me. But I mean, hell, 28 years is a long time, people. 28, it was weight on my brain.
We're real people, right? And we talk to you. We want you to know what we're like. And this is the realness coming out, and to get to know us, so you feel comfortable investing with us. That's the kind of thing that is great to hear. So nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I just kind of wanted to go into the financial independent, retire early thing, and update you guys on some of the things I've learned. And my one brother, sort of brother Rich, just did retire, and he's been a teacher, and he's like, I've been in school for 50 years, over 50 years, starting with kindergarten, and he goes, I think I've done my job here. And he's already lined up some stuff that he's going to do. Like I said, most people go back to working some form to help other people out, and he's got some buddies who need some help doing construction. And Rich is a great handyman. He can remodel a whole house by himself if he wants, and so he's going to be doing some of that. And he's doing a lot of traveling right away, which is great. Do it while you can. Do it now, and then he'll settle into doing something, I'm sure, because he's not a sit still kind of guy. But
I don't think I met Rich.
I don't know. You may have. I'm sure
maybe way back
at sometime in one point in the day.
Way
back, because we go way
back.
Yeah, you know it. All right. Well,
what else you going? You getting into that we're not getting into any more of the article.
But no, I don't know. You got anything else, Matt? I mean, we could sit here and talk for days, right? But we got to keep this timely.
Yeah, you're probably right. I do have I've told you about one of the things I have going on, and for any of our friends that we've known for some period of time, for sure, this is definitely like a friends and family type thing. If we've spent any valuable time together, I do have a potential investment that's coming up that would be worth talking to you about. Just with the quick basic premises, offering 15% on your money per annum. So that's going to be a written guarantee into the deal. So we're talking a project that's going to be probably about a year long that would be able to turn your money and offer 15%. I don't know. It's pretty good as far as I'm concerned. I don't know any other vehicles that are doing that, people. And if you
Pretty
do,
solid.
if you do, that's awesome, because I don't. And it's just kind of a straightforward deal. So if you're out there listening and you have some questions on this, and we have any kind of relationship whatsoever up until this point, I want you to give us a contact, and I can go over some of the details of the deal, send you the pro forma, and go from there. So we're about to take that to launch here in the next 2 weeks. But we're moving forward. So yeah, so that's cool. That's one of the deals I got going. Still working on the commercial strip center that's going out in Woodruff. We've ran into a little snafu. We're trying to get around with traffic counts. They want traffic counts. Let me tell you how slow this stuff goes. This is surprising.
You have to sit there and with a clicker, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 4, 5. We don't. But what's interesting is they want traffic counts. School just let out. So in order to get rezoned, we got to have traffic counts. Traffic counts are gone until September. Right? So we just shut down. Like what the hell? So but what I've learned in regards to multifamily and land development and commercial property is how slow things move. Multifamily real estate has the potential to move really fast. You've got your due diligence, you go through your steps and your process, you've signed that. And once you get to that point, it's money time, and then it's movement, and it's go. It's different when it comes to development, land development, and commercial property build that's going to go on property. It's just like a slow moving vehicle, man. I'm like, where's the efficiency in this? Come on. Like, we're ready to go. We're ready to give you money to go. So why aren't you taking our money? Oh, because you have to do this, and this that has no impact whatsoever. But I don't know. It's frustrating. It is very frustrating. And I'm learning this from the standpoint of, I haven't, whenever I've made decisions commercially or independently, they move fast. Money likes to move fast. I like maintaining that. And this stuff's moving at a snail's pace, bro. And I'm just sitting there pulling my hair out. Like, what is happening? So, I'll keep you updated as that goes. But you got any stuff going on in your neck of the woods?
Nothing specific at the moment. No, I keep looking, looking up some deals here and there, and nothing that's come across recently that is intriguing at all. I mean, I look around the town and see new apartments going up, going, that'd be a good place for one. Maybe that'd be good. But
well, they're putting new stuff up everywhere. I think that's a given, isn't it? I mean,
well, down, I go down. My parents live in Coralville, which is north of Iowa City, and in North Liberty, which is just north of Coralville. And North Liberty is like, it's kind of like a Greenville. There's tons of jobs going in there, tons of people moving in that area.
Yeah.
And it's about 20, 30 minutes south of here. But it's wild? It's going crazy. Every time I go down there, there's something new being built.
So I get one of the things that I think you and I need to consider on this is where does new build real estate, and maybe we need to do a comparison on this somehow. Where does new build real estate, like multifamily, building in multifamily, as opposed to renovating and rehabbing a multifamily complex, what does that cost differential look like? And what's the involvement to do one or the other?
Right. And do you get into it to build, lease out, and then sell right away? Or is it better to get into it for the cash flow?
And roll the cash flow. Well,
Yeah.
you and I looked at that one deal in Clemson, and if had that had better terms, we probably would have owned that already.
Yeah. That was very intriguing. Very intriguing.
I'm a believer in that. There was just too many of these weird fees that were set up, and I don't know. There was somebody making money. I don't know. They had their hand. I don't know. There were hands coming everywhere. Like, I'm like, what? What is happening here?
The income pool from about 4 different locations on that deal.
No doubt. But
they're giving up one.
Had that just been a straightforward, I'm done with this property, you take it over.
Yeah.
We would have owned a piece of property in Clemson
I think that would have been
students.
Yeah.
And I still think to this day, man, I'm a big believer in, after traveling all over the place, watching Luke play football, playing NCAA football, and traveling to these smaller schools and towns that have these beautiful campuses, and they're all starving for apartments. You see these new apartment complexes going up that have the lazy river pool and all this stuff. And the first ones that are full are those. And I'm thinking, building those communities in any small town USA college town, how does that not take off? And how do we somehow integrate into that, where you can build duplexes, quadplexes, apartments, whatever, to condos around the whole thing? It's just another avenue of escape for us that is worth exploring, that we haven't explored. So I don't know. My mind keeps getting blown away and opened up in so many ways as we push down this real estate rabbit hole. But that's the cool thing about it, folks, is at Happy Trails, we're just going to keep sharing with you as we get it, and we'll make the comparisons and we'll make the mistakes, and you come on board afterwards if that's what you're after. But otherwise, come have some fun with us and see if we can generate some income and do some cool things. So we'll leave it at that.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. Happy trails.
Happy
Peace
trail.
out.
Thank you very much.
You.